My guest tonight is a very funny comedian who starred in The King of Queens and Kevin Can Wait. His new series, The Crew, is streaming right now on Netflix. Please welcome Kevin James. How are you, Kevin?
I'm doing great. I'm doing okay. How you doing? Are you doing all right?
I'm losing it a little bit. Well, you can relate because you did stand-up for years and you did a show in front of a crowd. This is a strange time. We're all doing the best we can. I see that you're in a room and they took your furniture away. I don't know. Everything was gone. It's all been locked down on quarantine. I'm not allowed to quarantine with furniture. I'm not allowed to be near furniture. It's not in my bubble. Well, just looking at you, it looks like all your stuff got repossessed. That like you
pretty much.
You made some bad investments and they came and took everything.
COVID quarantine came with a need for something to do, and that turned into gambling, and that turned into some bad decisions. And
I'm glad that you chose this show as a place to talk about this openly.
Yeah,
people really go to.
Thanks for having me.
I am the Oprah of late night. No, am I right? You are not living in New York. You're living in Florida now. Is that right?
I'm in Florida now. Well, I'm part-time. I'm splitting. But I got out of there with the snow and. It was crazy. By the way, down here in Florida, it's people going around like nothing's going on. I mean, it's
right.
It's insane.
So they're acting like COVID's not a problem.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's masked, but they seem to be okay. I don't know.
Right. I think when you wear a thong to work, it's probably hard to talk someone into wearing a mask. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. If you're not covering the other end properly.
Why would you care about this?
Why would I cover? Yeah.
Do you I have to tell you, I would have a hard time in Florida. This is just me because humidity. I don't do great with humidity. My hair collapses. I get depressed. What about you?
By the way, my body looks like it wouldn't do well with humidity, and it doesn't do well with humidity. But I love it. I crave it. I don't know why. I like tropical. That's why I didn't like LA. I was in LA for a long time. I didn't like it.
Right.
And I'll sit in my car when it's hot and I won't even turn it on for like a little sauna. I don't know why I like it. I'm drawn to it. Maybe it's just my way of bringing on sweet death.
Yeah. Yeah. Please. You can go to a real sauna. You don't have to sit in a Hyundai with the windows closed in Florida. There's a better way to do it. When you lived here, you mentioned you lived here in LA. Some people get freaked out. They don't want to live in LA because they're worried about the earthquakes. My wife really paranoid about earthquakes. So we live out here. I don't think about it. She thinks about it all the time. Whenever we have one, she freaks out. Did you do okay with that when you lived here?
No, I didn't, because here you get a hurricane, you can see it coming. It's that whole lack of control thing. I think when I was in LA, I had a couple little rumbles, and I'd never experienced anything like it before. So I felt completely out of control. The whole place is swinging, a little, and I freak out and I overreact to every little one now. So I didn't like it at all. It wasn't like I would act like it was the one in 94.
Right.
And it would just be a little shimmer and I go crazy. Honestly, I just rip my shirt off and I would run outside. I don't know the rules, by the way. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
No, well, let me tell you something. No one says take your shirt off in an earthquake and run outside. That's not no one says to do that.
I think it is. I think it is find the door jam, take your shirt off.
The door jam I've heard. I don't see take your shirt off anywhere on this blank blue card.
It's not on. All right. Well, I heard head between the legs, take your shirt off. I don't know. Well, anyway, my shirt was off.
That sounds erotic. Yeah.
Yeah. At least you're having a good time, even if the world's shaking.
What about, so you mentioned hurricanes. Because I grew up on the East Coast, and there'd be a hurricane coming. When I was a kid, I'd get I know they're dangerous. I get kind of excited when a hurricane is coming.
Yes. You want to go out in the storm, hold on to the pole and see how long you can get blown away. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I don't know why, because of the fact that, you can see it happening and you can kind of feel it and it's going to pass, and there is an excitement. There's a challenge to it in a way that I'm okay with.
Yeah. And you can take some action. You can go out and get some lanterns.
Yes.
You can get a raincoat. I don't know. There's some stuff you can do. You can put something over the windows. The earthquake, what are you going to do? There's nothing. Just take your shirt off and run outside.
Being said, I haven't been in any, thank God, any devastating hurricanes, which I can imagine not as fun.
Not good. You have 4 kids?
4.
This is just a test. I like to randomly ask celebrities if they remember how many children they have. You have 4.
Yeah.
And
about 4. Yeah.
are they fans of your comedy? I asked that because I will go first to put the shame on me. My kid's not interested in my work at all in a way that I find. My daughter's 17, my son's 15, not that interested, and I show them something and they're like, all right, move it along, old man. It's very humbling. How are you doing with that?
It was the same thing. I think I came out of the box hot. Like they liked me like right away, and then it faded quick. Like my kids are very smart, and it did. And I like that it faded quick, kind of, because you can tell they don't love my stuff, and like they don't like the big, broad, they don't like mall cop very much. They liked it, and when it came out, but my oldest one is like, why do you fall down? Why are you falling down so much? She would be like that. And I'm like, well, it's kind of, for the kids and the family, and it's just a kind of a big, fun, broad comedy, right? And She's like, but really, like, I mean, how many times do you really need to? And I was like, I don't know. I guess I did. Maybe it is a lot. I don't know. And she had me thinking. I'm like, where I'm going. It's just, I don't know. She's like, it's really a lot. And I'm like, all right, yeah, maybe you're.
That's when you need to bring up stuff like box office.
Yes.
You like that bike you're riding? That mall cop paid for that. You want to hand it back. That's when if they go too far, I start to bring up. This is paying for stuff. Okay.
Exactly.
So it may not be high art, but you got to shut up.
Somebody finds it to be high art. Okay. Yeah. Back it down.
Or nobody does, but it seems to be doing well. Yeah. Are you? How are you doing? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you? Because this is a time when a lot of people can, I know for myself, I usually try to stay pretty active, and especially these late stages of COVID, I can notice, I think I've been on this couch for like 11 hours straight.
Yeah.
And I'm not even reading a book. I'm just lying here, staring at the molding on the ceiling. How are you doing with the whole thing?
It's the same thing, and I really made a conscious effort. Like when COVID hit, when we were all in the quarantine and lockdown, I was adamant about not letting this get the best of me. Like I was going to be one of the few that came out of this thing like better than he went in. And it's like, wow, look what Kevin James did, man. Look how ripped he is. Like he just completely reinvented his career. He's just on top of the world. And that was it. I was like, I'm going to shock people. They're not going to know. I'm going to have a different look. And about day 3, that was out. And it was,
so 2 days. You got 2 days of that.
2 full days of it. I was locked in. Something threw me. I don't know what it was, but it was somebody brought over a lasagna, and then it just didn't pan out. And now it's like it's exactly that. It's gotten to the point where I've got to do something now. So, but it's I tried to do the things because the workouts have changed now. You can't go to the gyms anymore, or So I would do. I looked at Peloton. I wanted to do that.
Oh, that's been very popular during quarantine. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So everybody was doing that, and I looked into it, and then I checked out some of the workouts on that, and they're brutal. They're really hard. Yeah. I mean, so I didn't like that. I would look for the easiest workout, and then I would look for the guy who looks like he would make the easiest workout, just so I could keep up. And then I couldn't find anybody there. Basically, I was just looking for a guy. I don't know, maybe just a guy sitting on a stationary bike watching TV with me. It just sounded like a friend. I don't even know if it was just, it just felt like it was like, yeah.
Why does the person need to be moving? I'm with you on that. Just a person who's on the bike, but with a really big, wide seat, not moving, maybe enjoying, some fried rice.
Well, that would be the part that pissed me off the most when they would, everybody up, stand up. Why are we standing up? Standing up on your bikes. It's like, it was just too much. Yeah. So I was just kind of, I stopped very, very early on, realizing I was just looking for a friend and just looking to get out of it.
Are you able to go to any doctor's appointments? I don't think I've seen anybody, this whole time. I thought I don't want to go to a doctor's office. So
no, I haven't gotten checked out. I've got lumps everywhere. I've got things I've got to do. I haven't, my dentist, the dentist cleaning. I'm so afraid of it now. It's been, cause it's supposed to be like 6 months. You go every,
Yeah.
We're going on a year now. I don't even know. It's like I'm afraid to do the whole checkup thing, get cleaning, and I don't like when they do the I hate it when I always feel like I'm just not prepared, and they do the gum check.
Yeah.
They do that on you?
Yes,
With
they
the
do.
numbers?
They check your gums to make sure that you're flossing and your gums are healthy. And I don't, I'm not ever ready for that.
Never. And they give numbers, and the numbers, the higher the number, the worse you're doing, and you feel crappy about yourself. And they're like, oh, 3, 2, oh, good. And you feel good. And then it's like gambling. And then it's like, oh, a 5, 5, 5, 5.
That whole part of your jaw is just rotting out.
Disgusting.
Yeah. No, I've had that where I actually think right now, because I go, whatever, once, twice a year, and they scrape the tartar off your enamel.
Yes.
I think the tartar, after a year of not being scraped, is holding my teeth together. Like,
Without a doubt.
I think my gums are gone, and I just have tartar holding the teeth. That's what's locked it all in at this point.
Once they remove the barnacles and all that stuff, my teeth I feel like they're shifting in the wind. They feel like
there's no barnacles in there.
It's something. It's very thick cement.
Let's talk about The Crew. Very funny show and a great idea because it's set in the world of NASCAR. And it really, which is a hugely popular part of America, and Americana. And so it seemed to me like it was a good decision to set it there. And your character, it feels like this gives you an impression to kind of try different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you've been working a couple of impressions in there every now and then.
Oh, yeah. I'm not great at impressions, but one of my coworkers did so I had to pull out a De Niro impression right away because just the face.
Yeah.
It was just one of those. It's not good.
No.
Yeah, I'm not good at impressions. Do you have impressions?
I do cartoony impressions over the years of certain people. Like for years I would do Schwarzenegger years and years ago. And then I realized it's basically a dictator ranting. And it sounds like he has sausage in his mouth. But do you do any of your friends? Because I know you and Ray Romano were tight, and everybody.
I used to do Ray. Ray. Ray was always the Ray. Come on. That was always that one. Then everybody started doing Ray, so I went away from that. I had a little bit of a Rocky for a while.
Rocky Balboa? The
Rocky Balboa, which everybody had, just at my own, it was all that stuff.
Right.
But what I like is I have a Mickey. Yeah, Mickey. Not a lot of people do Mick.
No, everyone does Rocky. No one does Mickey.
Yeah, let me try to do a Mickey, okay? You fighting bombs and you fight crap life and you must ban that one. You're fighting, you're crippling just you. I don't know what he's saying. But that's basically my Mickey. And that's it. That's really...
You have to, between him and Stallone, you need subtitles to know what's going on. That's very good. Back and forth. That's very good. The thing I don't do a Ray Romano impression, but the thing I've noticed about him is that for a guy who's had so much success in his life, it hasn't changed him at all. And he's he's always just kind of and I don't know, and every time I see him, I'm like, Ray, it's good to see you. It's so it's a sunny day. It could rain soon. That's like, I don't know.
Pessimistic, personified. Yeah, he's amazing. You won't get to talk very much into a conversation. You won't get deep into it without him bringing up a skin tag or just something bad in his life that's gone awry.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, things are good, right?
Okay.
I mean, you're doing all right.
Yeah,
but come on, it's like,
How many years could I have left? So you play in The Crew. You're the crew chief of this NASCAR racing team. So and what's nice is it's a good ensemble piece because it works into the show very nicely that there's a bunch of people you have to work with, and so you get these great characters involved. And I would imagine also you get to have some real NASCAR personalities come in.
Without a doubt, yeah. We've had Ryan Blaney and Cole Custer, and these guys are great. They're great actors too, which annoyed me. Honestly, they were very funny when they came on the set. That's one of the benefits of having NASCAR behind you, so you're not doing Smashcar, where you're kind of making up this world. They give you everything. They give you cars, and we've had the drivers, and and all that. But the key to it is, man, is the cast of this one for me, because I mean, I've done domestic comedies before, and this is a workplace comedy, which is different for me.
Right.
But the ball, man, you can dish the ball to them, and they're just fantastic. They're just so great. They're young, good, funny. They really piss me off in a way because they are so good at, like, I thought I'd be the old guy kind of giving them the tips of a sitcom, how a sitcom works and all that stuff. And they're much better than I ever was. So it's a pleasure to share these.
I can relate to that. I get really irritated when really good looking athletes are also very funny.
Yes.
And I'm like, Blake Griffin, you don't need this.
Yes.
You know, this is,
you're so good in one area of your life.
And then you do this, and I'm like, oh, you're really quick and funny.
Yeah.
This is all I ever had a little bit of. And you know what I mean? I can't dabble in what you're doing. It's irritating. Right. Well, we have a clip here. We have a clip here from the crew, and anything we need to do to set this up? I'm not sure we need anything for it.
No, I don't think no.
Not during COVID. We don't do setups during COVID.
No, they were taken away.
That's the thing I want. When COVID's over and we all get vaccinated, I want my setups. I want setups to come back. All right, let's take a look at this clip from the crew.
All right, here you go. And our waitress apologizes. Ryan Blaney grabbed your wings off the bar before she picked them up.
What? Son of a bitch, Ryan Blaney.
Did you flip me off? I think so. That's a weird way to lick your fingers.
Hey, what are you doing?
We figured you had enough wings.
We just sat down.
No, we mean like in life.
Oh, hey, Austin, I didn't see you there. Why don't you hop up on Blaney's shoulders and come in as one person?
I'm 5'8". That's average height.
If you stand in your helmet, you are.
That helmet won the Daytona 500.
I just want to have one meal without you bringing that up, man.
So they said, and they have a sense of humor about themselves too.
They do. They're really good.
And one quick question: you had, I heard an audience laughing, so that was probably shot just pre-COVID.
Prior.
Are you able to shoot now? And how do you work it out?
We shot 7 episodes with a live audience, which was fire. It was great. And then we had 3. We were able to come back and finish the 3 without an audience. So that was brutal because of the energy. You got to keep it up, and you don't realize how much you fall off without that live audience.
Look, Kevin, you're talking to a guy who built his career on pity laughs, and so
I need them.
I need them very badly. I want to also mention you have a YouTube channel that sounds like a lot of fun. Let's get the word out on that.
Oh yeah. It's this family of brothers, the Cananes from Rhode Island. Actually, great group of guys. They kind of inspired me. We were kind of quarantined together, and we came up with making a bunch of shorts and just having some fun and putting some fun out in the world. And that was it. It's been a blast. So
how do people find it? Is it just Kevin James YouTube?
Kevin James, Kevin James YouTube.
Check that out, and tell them I said hello. I have quasi Rhode Island roots. I spent a lot of time there as a kid, so
will do.
Yeah,
will do.
That's where all my sun damage comes from. The Misquamicut State Beach in Rhode Island.
That's the one.
That cut years and years off my life. All right, so check out Kevin's YouTube channel. It sounds really funny, and The Crew is streaming now on Netflix. Kevin, really nice to talk to you. Always a pleasure. And, stay well. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. You too, Conan.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, pal.
Yeah.
Thank you.